Well, I'll be darned. It was muted. God dang it. What's going on, CJ? I always have audio issues every single time. I don't touch nothing, and it's like I don't know. OBS is like, oh, let me just turn off the mic. Oh, let me just mute everything. It's just like not a win-win situation. You got the Rona. How about you? I am streaming for the first time in a little bit. I got very busy last and this upcoming week, and then I got some stuff to do for this upcoming week as well, so kind of swarmed a little bit, but I'm trying to get by. I hope you get better. Having a Rona is not fun. So to catch you up on a whole bunch of stuff that just happened, there was a murder in my office. We're playing Phoenix Wright, so we're with Edgeworth this time, and he's a prosecutor, so this is gonna be different. It's not. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. Well, hopefully you get better. I know people getting sick right about now because it's winter time. I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? For security reasons, this office door has a lock built into it. Then how the heck did they get into my office? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, all highlighted in orange, it should become clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. Oh god. Okay, looks like I gotta learn something here. That is the end result of using logic. I mean, I guess, logically thinking. But sometimes, no, I'm not gonna go there. How do you use it? First, I recall the information we gathered with Q, and then I connect them together with T. Okay, QT. Okay, I can remember that. That's something. QT. Now to use Q and recall the facts. Oh God. Okay. Sounds kind of sus. Is it really a coincidence that the murder took place in my office? I don't think so. Because honestly, like I was saying before, all muted and everything, could they have not just killed somebody outside of my office? Could they not just go find a random alleyway and just kill the person there? I mean, like, why did you choose specifically my office to kill somebody at? Like, why? Why did you go in there for? I mean, it's a 12th floor building, and you chose my office to kill somebody. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think you did that on purpose. All right. Okay, for security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. I mean, I would kind of hope so. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Yes, unless they both had a key, or somebody had a key. But why would they be in here? Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as a mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? The killer's goal. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? Hear me out. Was the janitor? You think it was the janitor? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. If I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started on the investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! Begin investigation. High Prosecutor Office Room 1202. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir! I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply use space when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use T, okay? I'll give you a great precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have the free time, I suppose. Okay, so I point. Oh, he just moved. Oh my god, alright. That was interesting. Are you gonna turn around, buddy? This right here, this gun. Edgeworth? Hello? Hello? The gun right here. The gun. Hold on. There we go. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know! I was issued the exact same model, I think. So you're the murderer, Gumshoe. Is that what you're saying? Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. Oh, I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except for emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the one used by this precinct's detectives. Okay, that's nice to know. So a cop broke into my office. 10 out of 10 movement, right? I was sitting here trying to click the gun and he's doing all this. Look at this. Okay, let me stop being stupid. Don't follow me, Gumshoe! Throwing me off. Ouch! They even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up ready for you when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity as much. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I inspect every suspicious looking nook and cranny. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey! That's the exact same thing, actually. What a coinkydink. Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faith, detective. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective just like you. According to this badge and ID, Buddy Fate was a precinct detective. Oh my god. Whoever shot this man shot a police officer. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Probably not. We just looked at the... See here. There's some blood all over his lower abdominal area. Looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Well, dang, he got shot through the hand and the stomach? Oh no, unless he got shot through the stomach and then his hand. Okay, yep. And until the autopsy is done, I don't think we'll know much more on that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Crime scene notes jotted down in my organizer. Alright, the bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found around 2:05 a.m. Are you going to be okay when keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know how to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press E to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Alright, so he was shot in the abdomen. What is that? I don't believe it! I packed those files on the shelves so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off. But just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back on the shelf. Is there something else? Your files are all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. My files are a mess pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. Okay, cool. Aw, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this is just to render all the time and effort I put in is pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list of a weekend special. For about a half a day every Saturday, I come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? Yeah, I think we looked at everything. Victim. Yep, I think that's all we got. Alright, let's back out of this. Alright, so... Oh wait, we didn't get this though. What? There... Wait, how did we not... Oh my god, Edgeworth, please. Ah! Watch it for the teacup fragments there, sir. Ugh. That killer's going to pay. This tea set. Yikes! You're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be brought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? Now I feel like the killer wasted my one of my monthly paychecks. Are we sure that we looked at everything here? It says we did, but there's some handprints right here. Okay, I guess we did. Can we speak to this officer? Do you have anything to report? Yes, sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a little bit more. Did you check the safe? No, I'm struggling, as you can see. Like, look at how he's moving. swear, there was like something... Oh, the phone? Right here. It's been a while since I sat at this desk. Oh, how I miss you. Hmm? It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it. Oh, yeah. That's just so... That thing's so polished it just makes the mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, Detective. My job is to protect your office, sir! And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. I have to admit, the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. Oh, it's your trophy. Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutors, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that's something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir! I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Dang, that's cold-blooded. Well, it's a good thing my steel samurai doll was spared from any harm. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but... the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Oldie Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise, and even a new stage show gives its presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabbit fanboy? Of course not. Anyone keeps up with society knows at least this much. I don't know. That's kind of deep, man. Homie is a full weeb. You think so? He probably is. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let's return to the investigation. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come with the card attached every month like clockwork for you. Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Wendy? Wendy Old Bag? Oh, Mrs. Irony, how painful are thy parents? Wendy, isn't that the name of the old lady with the whiny voice that stopped? That's enough, Detective. You need not remind me further. How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art? My butt it is. Can I get over here? Oh god, it's gonna be one of these days. Wait, I saw there was something right here. Right? I swear to god. Right here? There's a bullet right here. Edgeworth! Oh, he just looked at it. I messed up. Oh my god. Wendy's. Oh my god, CJ. Right here. Right here, Edgeworth. Oh my god. Right here. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa. That thing looks like a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir. The Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard to be a real trooper and to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Was that it? There's no way that was it. Okay. Am I missing something? What about this right here? Did I miss something? Hold on. Okay, let me go back. So let's go to Q for logic. Okay, the killer's goal. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? The victim was a detective. Signs of a struggle. My files are a mess, pointing to the struggle between the victim and the killer. A revolver found at the crime scene. So let's do this one. Oh, that hurt. Not exactly my shining example of a perfect line of logic. Try to resolve this thing right here. What was the killer's goal? I don't know. The revolver that the standard model used by detectives could have been belonged to our recently could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. Order now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see here. What do we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Victim's revolver data jotted down in my organizer. Let's see what else we can find about this revolver. As I always say, you gotta look really carefully at each piece of evidence. Oh, that's the wrong voice. You can use up, down, side, side to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use Q and E to zoom in and out to get the nitty gritty. I think that it was so easy to take a life with just the pull of that trigger. You know, I can never see myself really liking guns. Oh, but I love the ones that use the track and field meets. I love the ones they use at the track and field meets to start races. If you take off before it's fired, everyone always ends up following your lead. To chase you down for a false start, detective? No, now that you mention it, even when I finish first, I always wind up in last place. It's crazy. Let's zoom in, zoom out, zoom in. There's nothing here. Not the horse. Okay. It looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow. So the killer killed the victim with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, we have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. Guess this is about all we're gonna find out. We should send the body to Jim. Oh God! Why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? I'm sorry, how did he get up here? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body! The body! Don't talk about him like he's just a lump of flesh. I mean, he... You know what? How did he get up here? Security! Look at him! Jim! He's just turned in wait. Looks like he just turned in for the night. Sure. Just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jaquez Portsman, prosecutor. Okay. What is going on with that hair, sir? Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Gumshoe, sir. But you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office. I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Sir, how are you a prosecutor? First of all, you just ran up in here and started screaming about Jim. You touched the body, and now you're accusing me of murder? That's not how this works. Get out of my office. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. Really, do you? What the fudge? High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And the only owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time. Okay, so you're the murderer, Gumshoe. Okay. So the only one who could get in here was me. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. Gumshoe, that means that you... Gumshoe, you sweet summer child. Okay. So it was you then. You're Jim's killer. No way, pal. You got it all wrong. Everyone, calm down. Mr. Portman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Yeah, what kind of prosecutor is this guy? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You should not be a prosecutor then. Sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're a great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyway, let's call it a truce and work together, okay? No, we don't have to work together at all. Get out of my office, man. Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? Don't give him a handshake. That's just suspicious as all F. Don't do it. A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. I'm sorry, how is he not out of here yet? Carry on then, it's your room after all. Thank you, I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna head out, gonna cook, take care. Alright, CJ, thanks for stopping on by. I want you to capture this scene on film for me. Why? My final farewell to my partner, Jim. What? I'm sorry. I'm so confused. This should not be happening at all. This should not be happening at all. Why are you taking pictures of him saying farewell to his partner? There's nobody in their right mind that would do... This dude's suspicious as all get out. Please arrest him.
I should probably give them some space.
No, you don't! Get up in there!
Mr. Portsman, a word if I may.
Jim, I swear I'll find your killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see. It'll be for the both of us. Now then, you wanted to talk to me about something?
No, that's alright. I feel like I'm interrupting their, conversation.
Okay. Oh, I can get over here now. Ah! Your jacket, sir! What's it doing on the floor?
Must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round.
So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot an ultra special jacket that you made to your prosecutor debut in? What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster!
It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here.
Huh? Like what?
I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us.
Really?
Did I say contradiction? Must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. But I have my own method, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that hosted the contradiction. I guess this is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor to it and press T with conviction.
T!
When I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things.
T! This is clearly where the contradiction lies. I don't really see what's so wrong with that spot. Huh, you don't understand. Oh, you don't understand? You see, there lies the contradiction. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, it'd be nice if you just admit when you're wrong. That wasn't a mistake! That was me keeping you on your toes, Detective. When the crime scene and the evidence don't add up, I present proof to show where. Oh. Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame. Hey, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that is a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that. Shoo! Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here, or I had kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, the only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge for their existence. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Secret safe jotted down to my organizer.
won't rest until I inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Ooh, this is certainly different.
Now this is odd.
You found something, sir? This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. All the fingerprints on this have been wiped clean off. Okay. The secret safe updated in my organizer. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. Is that all we need? I've already finished examining the area, but it never hurts to look again. Oh, this is a whole new dialogue. My bad, guys. Figured I said anything. Do I even want to act what he's been doing in my office while I've been away? Probably not. Oops. How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute science. This picture is too important to mess up. I'll leave the man to his art. I already talked to him. Already looked at the gun. Oh, I gotta do logic. Q. You called, sir? Notice anything? Is there anything you noticed that you'd like to share, Detective Gumshoe? Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. The investigation's gotten started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked. And what awaited me inside was this whole messy affair. Ouch, that's rough. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective. Sorry, sir. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. Of course, sir. Examine anything and everything with space. By checking various things, we can gather all sorts of evidence and information. You can see the evidence we collected with E. For information and leads, it's Q. That's it. Great job, sir. Deductive reasonable is the way to go. It's called deductive reasoning, Detective. Clearly, something you lack. I seem to have picked up a few good leads. Oh, so now you're gonna do that thing you do with all the information, right? What are you babbling about? The brainy thing you were talking about just a few minutes ago, sir. Logic. You said if you can look at all your leads and info by pressing Q. Then you pick the ones that seem related to space and connect it with T. That's your way of investigating, right, sir? Yes, which is why this exercise in explaining my own method was very unnecessary.
Okay, then how to explain my logic to you next? That is even more unnecessary. Okay, so I got evidence. I had no idea you had one of these things. I mean, I thought I knew everything there is to know about you, Mr. Edgeworth. I feel like I caught a glimpse of the hidden side of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. There's a great deal you don't know about me. At least I hope so. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Is this guy done? Okay, I guess not. Guess we're gonna have to do it. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? Let's try to connect these two. I don't know if that makes sense. Wiped fingerprints. All the fingerprints on this has been wiped clean off. My files are a mess, pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. Well, that guy he shot. Dang. Not exactly my shining example of the perfect line of logic. Let's try that one. Dang! Pieces don't fit together quite right. That's killing me. Hold on. Let me save, because I feel like I'm gonna like end myself with the dang. Dang. I'm not seeing a clear connection either. Try this one. I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft. I believe. The culprit tried to open my safe. Was the killer's motive theft? I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other piece of information you tell me about this crime. Okay. I mean, this is all I got. Bink. There was a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean it like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm going to shelve the files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try.
Why do all the good ones always die young? Oh, please, guy, come on, get out of the office. Surely you must ponder every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No, he wants you to get out of his office. That's what he wants. And I want you to get out of this office too, because you could have been touching the body while this guy was sitting there snapping shots.
No matter how much we laminate, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth.
And? So what are you supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth?
First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place.
You got it. Here, let me help. Don't touch nothing.
So this file goes here, and that book goes there.
You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done.
It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here.
Wait, why is there... Oh, is that the bullet that went through his abdomen?
Ugh. The bloodstains on the bookshelves are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf.
Then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out.
Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now.
Ugh. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir.
I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture.
There's a lot wrong with this picture.
The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves it pretty well. In a sense, I suppose.
See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth.
Alright. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot.
Oh, that's why I see the victim's pants has blood on it.
That would be the logical conclusion. Victim's handprints. Oh, he must have tried to support himself with his hands after being shot.
There are prints on the floor too.
Those must have been made when unable to stay standing. He dropped to the floor.
I put them all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing.
Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking
for. So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh?
For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in the file spine indicates the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred.
Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. I'm missing something else. Spot somehow connected to any of the... Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? No. Spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold.
Eureka!
This is clearly where the contradiction lies. I don't really see what's wrong with that spot. Ha! You don't understand. You see, there lies the contradiction. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, it'd be nice if you just admit you're wrong. That wasn't a mistake. That was me keeping you on your toes, detective. Bro, I don't know what I'm looking for. Contradiction. So he was standing and then he was sitting down. don't have anything else. There's something wrong with this picture. Yeah, he was sitting down and then he was standing up. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. That would be the logical conclusion. Read that back to me. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. So he just sat here and bled out like that with his hands on the floor? Handprints are throwing me off. Honestly speaking. He must have tried to support himself with his hands after being shot. So if I was standing, no, the blood. Okay, after being shot, so he must have been sitting down when he was shot. No. He was shot in a sitting position. He wasn't shot in a standing position. No, okay, no. Okay, this is the problem. He couldn't have been shot in the standing position because there's no bullets. He was shot in a sitting position. Right? I think it has to be this one. No, because if I present that, then they might be like, oh, well. Did I do it like that? Hold on. I think I picked the I picked the gun, right? Let me try this. Eureka! This is clearly where the contradiction lies. I don't really this is killing me. I think I figured it out, but Eureka! Okay, cool. Okay, I was close. I was digging, but I was digging close. There's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see it? Quite simple. The bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting and lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot, which suggests he was standing when he was shot. Which suggests he was standing when he was shot. Then that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? The handprints. The position of the handprints is what's causing this problem. We wouldn't be in this dilemma if the handprints were closer to the ground. But the handprints where they are, up top. Yes, you are quite perceptive, which is why this is not a viable hypothesis. Oh, so if it was just a what if, then what's the right answer? You still can't figure it out? Then allow me to explain. Yes, please, sir. Guess he didn't notice the slip-up, although at this point, I shouldn't be surprised. What is the faulty assumption caused by the problem with the bullet's position? The order of the files? A, B, C, D? No, the position of the body. If the victim was shot while he was lying down. Wait, didn't you say the line of reasoning is illogical, sir? You said the victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot. I was trying to be nice and explain my complex logic in an easier way for you, detective. Oh, really? Thanks for thinking of me, sir. I don't think you noticed my mistake. Looks like even the mighty genius prosecutor is no match for me. Bro, I don't understand this. This is a little... What are you... I've already figured out who the real culprit behind this caper is. Sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to get out of my crime scene, Mr. Edgeworth. No offense or anything, but you're cramping my game. How dare he! Thus, the truth was lost for all eternity. Okay, so this is a little different. Oh lord, this is a little different. I must be stupid. I think that's what it is, because my line of thinking is jumping bounds before whatever's going on here. So I think I'm gonna struggle a little bit with this game. The order of the files, I guess. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, yeah. You see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1 and 2 and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they're organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numeric order and see what we find out. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be.
The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numeric order, I guess. Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why? Now the crime scene is as it was the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. Okay. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. And we figured out that the killer went through your bookshelf twice. Indeed, there are many things the killer did that don't make sense. But we have to figure out what the whys, but we need more information. Handprints belong to the victim, right? It makes sense with the body's position. Yes, he must have left them when he was trying to support himself after he was shot. However, the final position of the body shows that it was moved. I need to go over the crime scene and fine-tooth comb one more time. There must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved. But there's no time to ponder that now. Let us continue with our investigation, detective.
Roger that, sir. I'm ready to go. This. What is that? Why does it say gumshoe on there in blood? Is that what it really says? It does. I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence.
Yes, an indicator for criminal activity indeed.
No, wait! There's gotta be some mistake! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Help me! Say something, sir!
It appears that one of my files was stolen.
Is that all, sir? What about me in my situation?
Is that what the killer really was after?
Stolen file data jotted down to my organizer.
Investigation complete.
Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. This most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party.
If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up.
Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say?
If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning.
You got it!
I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw in his logic waiting for me to dig out.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you gonna do?
What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique.
Oh! How do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir?
Might as well, because I don't know what the heck is going on. Alright. First, I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, then something contradicts the evidence. I open my organizer with E and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use the T, but that's old news.
But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in their testimony every time, right?
Correct. And at those times, I need to press the witness with Q. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information, or a new modified testimony.
I think I get it, sir. But I'll be sure to try this technique out during the investigations, too.
Sir, what?
Very well. I'll even show you how it was done. Now watch carefully. Argument. Mr. Portsman's logic. Okay, let's... Hold on. I'm ready for this. We're jotting it down in our book. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in the front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that she will be brought to justice. That makes absolutely no goddamn sense. Get him out of my office! You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Bro, it's probably you, Brody. I think it was you. There ain't no way. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is a culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Mr. Portman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole his gun and shot him dead.
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim when his name is clearly Buddy Faith? Isn't it too obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jaquez and Jim, don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But his name is Buddy. Buddy? But Jiminy's even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jaquez and Buddy sounds kinda off somehow. Besides, he was the third bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you committed the crime.
Hold it!
Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is just getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? And that's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the...
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about another from the first impression alone. I don't know, man. I mean, first impressions are everything sometimes, but when you look deep down about it and the person doesn't really give too much information to kind of find out what you're working with, you'd be quite surprised. I don't know about that first impression thing. First impression is tricky because the problem is if you put somebody in a box, you're forever in that box. Like I don't know, like what are some tropes we got going on here for us? Like I don't know, nerds, right? Everybody thinks that nerds are nerds. They're like super smart. They do nothing but crunch numbers or whatever. But they actually do a lot more things. Quite surprising, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe that for a minute. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth!
Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective has to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence.
I couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game-finishing Spike. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice.
Hold it!
Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yep, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner.
Looks like Mr. Portman still doesn't understand. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters.
What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? No, it's actually jacked up.
Actually, there's a giant flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even a good detective can spot it. Now to clue Mr. Portman by presenting him with some evidence.
Detective Gumshoe stole... Okay. Okay, so I pressed him. So let's see what our evidence is, shall we? We have the gun. Furthermore, you mess up the files to make it look like you had committed the theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters on his body was hiding. It would be by his final words that you would be brought to justice. I think it has something to do with this, but I don't know if it's this one. He didn't notice the bloody letters that his body was hiding. I want to try this one. Huh. Let's try this one. H is missing, isn't it? IJKL. Alright, I'm gonna try this one and see if that works.
Objection!
It would behoove you to take a good look at this. I might be wrong. I see, but I fail to see how it has anything to do with me. Is that so? You're not the top of your game today, are you, Mr. Genius Prosecutor? I can't allow him to set the pace here. I must remain calm. Only by doing so can I find the fatal flaw in his reasoning. It has something to do with the dang on, Let's try this one.
Objection!
Got it! Perhaps you are not aware, Mr. Portman, but there is a small, not a small, there is a serious flaw in your logic. Bring a bit of courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor will be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking, I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see it? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Portman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah! I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half the H. If the detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Oh! God dang, he threw his head way back! Good gracious! Which means exactly, what exactly? What does that make this dying message? Who am I? What am I? When am I? It makes the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so low! I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir! I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant! Absolutely splendid! Logic deserving of an Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. You win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Not everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. What is this? What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. I like Gumshoe's look. I like the way he looks so smug right here. Smug. Oh, he just... Oh, oh. That's absolutely right. And I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Oh, okay. Oh. Girl, what is he? Well, I was thinking, did you know there's only one other person with the key to this office? I mean, it depends. Are you gonna keep flipping your jacket on and off to distract me? Cause I don't. I'm expecting him to do like a whole spin technique and then throw his index finger up in the sky. Like, what is he doing, man? One other person. He did it. Okay, he did the spin, but he didn't do the thing pointing up to the sky. Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl's a member of this building's security. I think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No! Stop it, pal! Don't!
What's wrong with him all of a sudden?
Uh-oh. I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Wait, didn't she stop being a police officer though? Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie! Miss Bird is a security guard on the watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then only one other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. Yeah, why are they always throwing her under the bus? Girl, you need to leave town. These people are tripping. That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right. I did it. Gumshoe? Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Oh, listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. Oh, okay. I don't understand this. I don't understand. What are you doing, sir? That girl. Oh. 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 What is happening? What is he doing? What is this? Why is he? That is so distracting. Please stop. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Argument. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the only one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key. The master key data jotted down in the organizer. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then. This is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me.
I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portman to give me more details is to press him.
Alright, rebuttal. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Oh, let me save real quick, cause this guy's tripping.
Hold it!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of the security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on the staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Mrs. Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir.
Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean?
Yes, moving on. I hate to be sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean, unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time.
Should I hear Miss Bird out?
Of course, what does she have to say?
Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say.
Did I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies.
I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please.
I discovered that the master key was missing around 1 a.m., sir.
What do you mean by missing?
As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it.
Mr. Portsman, I believe this is to be an important piece of testimony, don't you?
I can't believe someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know, why do you have the master key now? I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Ha, a likely story. And where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I'd never lose things. I practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me, you don't want to test how bad her luck is.
Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive.
Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But, you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was a theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves at least tried the safe. No, he needs to stop that. I can't do it. See, he already distracted me.
It is as Mr. Portman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards the motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own.
Her intent? From the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe. I say thievery.
Hold it!
I concur that the culprit motive appears to have been thievery. However,
glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me.
However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelf and safe...
Hey, good thinking. Asking for my opinion on the matter.
Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence?
I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door.
Hold it!
I thought we had established that Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly.
It was just a theory on one hypothesis among many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning.
If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her at first?
Now, don't make that face. See? There goes the truth running from the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up onto it.
I don't think you're catching my drift.
But we are all in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you understand what I say. What? That since she's the only one who could have opened your office door, then it leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. Hey, Wyatt! What? Wait, what is this game about? This is about murder! So, essentially, yes, this is about murder. So, this is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, but we're not playing Phoenix Wright currently right now. We are playing a prosecutor called Miles Edgeworth. And so, for this side of Phoenix Wright, we are a prosecutor. So our job is to make sense of the crime scene and put people in jail. While Ace Attorney with Phoenix was about defending our client and making sure they didn't go to jail. So right now, Miles Edgeworth came back from a trip from abroad, And he came, opened his office, and there was a dead body slumped up against the bookshelf. And so now we're just kind of investigating it. This prosecutor right here, the one who keeps flipping his jacket on and off, is accusing our partner detective as the murderer. For some reason, he just kind of bolted in here and started accusing people left and right on who murdered his partner, the guy who this detective that's dead on the floor. So apparently this guy got shot, and then there was another shot fired. We're suspecting there's a gun missing, and yeah, that's currently all we got right now, other than a safe being broken into and a missing file case on the bookshelf that has Gumshoe's name on it, allegedly. So now he's accusing the security guard of sneaking into this office and stealing stuff, and also pinning the blame on her. So we're just trying to debunk his accusation. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, I just I dumbed it down the best I could.
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else. I'll have you know I never made a spare, so what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest someone like you would. What does that even mean? On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she?
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. For holding on to our collective breath, you know. For when you screw up so badly, you're literally chased off the force. Wait, what? Is that true, Miss Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Whew. Don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Making it all more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe? I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two knew each other very well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to. First, we should listen a little bit more and digest what he is saying, because he's absolutely talking a bunch of garbage. And press him for more information. So how you been, Wyatt? How's it going? Alright, so let me break this down. So, he's accusing Miss Bird of sneaking into the room. Let me look at the evidence that I got here. I got the master key. Can open every office door. It was stolen from the security office. Her intent from the messed up shelves to wipe down safe. I say thievery. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, that leaves Miss Bird as a prime suspect. On top, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable she was the one who faked the dying message. How? This is a little tough because I'm not following this here. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. So I have the master key. The master key says this can open every office door. It was stolen from the security office. It's the master key to every office in the building. Yes, I see that. Is there... Can I zoom in? That's all we got? There's like nothing else? Interesting. Her intent from the messed up shells to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the problem that she was the one who faked the dying message. How did she fake the dying message, though? That doesn't make any sense. Because that means she would have had to move the body. That doesn't make sense. I'm going based on, because she should be. I don't think there's I don't think she would be able to move his body over like that. What the heck? No, that doesn't make any sense. And she said that the master key was stolen at 1 o'clock in the morning. The murder was done at 2:05, or he died at 2:05. Okay. On top of it, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Her intent from the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. The messed up okay, so I got two things about that. One, I don't think she would be able to move the body. Two, I believe that Edgeworth said that there's nobody who knows anything about the safe.
Objection!
Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to this whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be. But you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to the prosecutors. Oh, god dang! Kicked his head all the way back. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that the hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything upside down. How? I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Ugh. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe file. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Yes! Yes! And it might be you! Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. Look at his face. Look at this guy's face. Can we get a zoom in on this dude's face? Hold on. Can we get a zoom in on this guy's face? Hold on. Can we? Can we get a zoom in on this guy's face? Okay. I'm breaking the boundaries a little bit, but look at this guy's face. Is this not the man? Is this not the look of a guilty man? He's shooketh. Okay, let's put everything back to normal. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses, why? What made you? What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What? What did you say? We were partners, like inseparable, conjoined twins. I don't think so. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means... Yeah, I know. I only had just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Oh, so now it's back to the guy who got shot. Okay. I don't know. My sus radar is going off on this guy right here. I think he did it. I think he's the murderer. Okay. So he jumped from Gumshoe to Maggie, and now he's blaming the guy who got shot. All right, let's see what's going on here. Now he's claiming the victim was the thief. That's what I'm saying. Like, how that doesn't make sense. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you, Miss Maggie Bird? No, she was probably looking for the master key. You dolt. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even if in your risky profession. What? Are you still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? Girl, what are you talking about? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was a thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah! Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. No, nothing you have said has made sense since we started this nonsense. Like at all. Nah, this guy is my suspicion radar is going off on this guy. He's the one who did it. Let's get him in jail. He shouldn't have even come into my office. Nobody would even thought about this guy. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? No, don't leave him in this room. What the Okay. Would you people be so kind to see yourselves out? No. Do not leave him in your office, Edgeworth. Do not leave that man in your office, Edgeworth. Do not leave this man in your office, Edgeworth. Don't do it. Don't do it. You can't just kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Exactly, Gumshoe. Keep him in check. Keep that dude in check. Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. Oh no. No, get him out of your office, Edgeworth, please, for the love of God. He's gonna do stuff. But all suspects of varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run the show. Get the fudge out of here, there ain't no way. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his requests for now. Haha! Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could just remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's the formal request of the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? Be continued. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. That was a lot of tomfoolery. Oh, it's only 9 o'clock. No, it's not 9 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Okay, so I guess we'll stop it here, and then we will continue whatever this part is tomorrow, because I got works to do's tomorrow anyway. Um, so let me save the progress. So there was a lot going on. I think I'm gonna struggle with this game a little bit because Edgeworth's prosecutor logic, or it might be a little bit different from my train of thought and how I think. Because I feel like I'm jumping conclusions way too fast, and some things make sense to me, but when it's gonna be a little bit of a struggle bus on this one right here. Um, I gotta say I kind of miss Phoenix a little bit, but I gotta adjust to Edgeworth. So we're gonna see what's going on. I don't know how many. I'm guessing 5 episodes, right? I guess this is gonna be 5 episodes, and then there's a part 2, and then I guess we'll get back into Phoenix or whichever Phoenix that we're supposed to be playing. I don't really know, and then go from there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the little bit of Phoenix right that we did for about 2 hours. It was kind of short stream, but we'll continue on with the rest of it tomorrow, because I gotta go ahead and get ready for work. Unfortunately, I gotta go in a little bit early. Yeah, that's all I got. So if you guys liked anything, hopefully you guys like the Phoenix Wright series. It's pretty good. Once we're done with the Phoenix Wright series, though, we'll do Undertale, the pacifist route. That should probably won't take too long, considering I'm not gonna do all the voice acting and stuff as much. I'll probably just sit there and chat with you guys as I do it, and go from there. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and get the heck on out of here. If you guys liked anything, please drop a like, follow, or a sub on YouTube. You don't got to do it on Twitch. If you want to follow on Twitch, feel free to. Um, Hopefully by this year, we should probably hit our goal. Or, yeah, our goal of like maybe 500 subs. I don't think we're going to hit the threshold for the watch time, but we'll get there. We'll slowly get there. As long as I keep streaming, it's going to take a bit. That's all I got. So I'm gonna catch you guys on the flip side. You guys have a good one, and I shall catch you tomorrow. Peace out.